You pour everything into your goals, yet they slip away the moment you get close. That promotion dissolves into politics. That relationship implodes right when it feels real. Success crumbles into familiar self-sabotage. There's an ancient force the Taoist masters called Wu Wei that's been controlling this cycle. Once you understand how it works, you stop fighting reality and start flowing with unstoppable power. Are you ready to stop being the desperate swimmer? Stop, just for a moment. Feel the weight on your shoulders, the relentless hum of anxiety in your chest. You are here for a reason. This is not an accident. The universe has arranged this precise moment because the path you are on, the one of constant, grinding effort, is leading you to a precipice. Stay with me. This is your last chance to turn back before the fall. Have you ever felt it? The profound exhaustion of pouring every ounce of your will, your strength, and your time into a goal, only to watch it remain just beyond your grasp. You push the great rock of your ambition up the hill, day after day, your muscles screaming, your spirit fraying, only for it to roll back down each night. You've been told this is noble. You've been taught that this struggle is the price of success. But what if that is the most profound lie ever told? What if the power you seek is not found in the fight, but in the surrender? The skepticism you feel now is justified. Your mind has been conditioned to view life as a battle, a zero-sum game of conquest and control. But that is the consciousness of a prisoner, not a creator. I am here to give you the key to the cell. It is a secret, an ancient and forbidden technique, once whispered only in the hidden temples of the Tao, and etched into the emerald tablets of Thoth. It is a form of spiritual alchemy so potent that generations of sages have guarded it, revealing it only to those who are truly ready to dissolve their old reality. This secret is called Wu Wei. In its simplest translation, it means effortless action. The mind recoils. How can one achieve anything without doing anything? It seems like a paradox, a contradiction in terms. But this is the first veil you must pierce. This is not a call to inaction or laziness. It is an invitation to a higher form of power, a different kind of doing that is so aligned with the cosmic flow that it feels like non-doing. It is the wisdom to become the river, not the desperate swimmer fighting against its current. This is the reality-altering instruction manual you are never meant to find. For centuries, the masters of this Hermetic wisdom understood that true mastery isn't about forcing the universe to bend to your will. It is about aligning your personal vibration so perfectly with the universal consciousness that your desires manifest not through struggle, but through resonance. You don't chase, you attract. You don't build, you allow to be built. Listen closely, because this is the most important thing you will ever hear. That crushing weight you feel, that burnout, that sense that no matter how hard you push, you're just spinning your wheels, that is not a sign of your failure. It is a signal. It is the universe screaming at you, begging you to stop. Stop fighting. Stop pushing the rock. The constant exhaustion you've mistaken for a personal failing is actually a sacred invitation to let go, to finally surrender the illusion of control and step into the slipstream of creation. The old path has brought you nothing but pain. It is time to awaken to a new possibility, a path of flow, of effortless action, of profound and silent power. Your burning curiosity, the faint spark of hope you feel right now, that is the first sign that you are ready. Ready to learn the ancient art of getting everything by releasing your need for anything. Ready for the alchemy of Wu Wei. To understand this power, you must first understand its source. Let your mind drift back, beyond the noise of this age, beyond the clatter of empires and industries. Journey with me through the mists of time to the sun-scorched banks of the Nile, where civilization was first forged in fire and faith. Here, in the heart of ancient Egypt, walked the masters of a wisdom so profound it was considered divine. They spoke of a sacred science, a hermetic art of creation gifted to them by Thoth, the scribe of the gods, who measured the flow of the universe itself. This was the genesis of Wu Wei. It was not a mere philosophy, but a forbidden technique, an operational manual for reality. Etched into the consciousness of its initiates were the 7 Hermetic Principles, the ultimate secret that the universe is mental, a grand projection of a singular, universal mind. These sages understood that everything, every rock, every star, your very thoughts, is nothing but vibration. Reality is not a solid, fixed stage upon which you act. It is a fluid, dynamic river of energy. To exert force against this current is not a show of strength, but a fool's errand. This was the core of their mastery. The miracles they were said to perform were not violations of natural law. They were demonstrations of a deeper alignment with it. While others tried to build dams to redirect the river, these masters of effortless action learned to navigate its currents with perfect grace. They understood that true power was not in the muscle, but in the mind, not in the effort, but in the alignment. They practiced a form of spiritual alchemy, transforming their own inner state, their personal vibration, to resonate with the outcomes they desired. They did not chase wealth. They became a resonant match for abundance. They did not fight illness. They tuned their consciousness to the frequency of perfect health. They surrendered their personal will to the universal will, and in that surrender, they were granted the power of the universe itself. And here lies the subtle, devastating truth of your own struggle. This ancient wisdom was not lost. It was deliberately buried. It was hidden away and replaced by a new story, a story of separation, of man versus nature, of a life defined by conquest and control. You were taught that you are a lone swimmer, cast into a hostile cosmic ocean, and that your only hope for survival is to kick and thrash and fight against the waves. You were conditioned to believe that your exhaustion is a badge of honor and that surrender is the ultimate defeat. What if this is the great deception? What if the constant stress, the burnout, the knowing feeling that you are always pushing against a relentless force is the direct result of having forgotten your true nature? The modern world is built upon the foundation of resistance. We resist aging, we resist our emotions, we resist the natural cycles of life and business. We push and we grind, believing our effort is what shapes our destiny, never realizing we are fighting the very current that is trying to carry us home. That deep, quiet ache you feel, the longing for an easier way, is not laziness. It is not a weakness of your character. It is a sacred memory stirring in your cells. It is the echo of this timeless secret, the forgotten art of effortless mastery, reminding you that you were born to dance with the river, not to drown in it. This yearning is the first sign of your awakening. It is the call to remember the power you've always possessed, the latent potential to stop fighting reality and finally merge with its magnificent, intelligent flow. To truly wield this power, you must grasp its mechanics. The secret of Wu Wei is not rooted in belief or faith, but in the fundamental physics of existence as understood by the ancient masters. The first and most critical law, etched into the emerald tablets of Thoth, is this: the all is mind. The universe is mental. This is not poetry. It is the blueprint of reality. Your consciousness is not a byproduct of the universe. It is a resonant chamber within it. Every thought you have, every emotion you feel, is a vibration, a frequency you broadcast into this infinite mental field. And the universe, in its perfect and impersonal wisdom, must reflect that frequency back to you as your experience. This is the subtle alchemy of consciousness, the forbidden technique hidden from the world. You have been taught to change your reality by applying force to the outside world, to work harder, to push longer, to fight smarter. But this is like trying to change your reflection by striking the mirror. The masters of the Hermetic arts knew the truth. To change the reflection, you must change yourself. You do not bend reality to your will. You tune your inner state to the reality you wish to experience. The universe does not respond to your effort. It responds to your vibration. This is the great secret that dissolves the need for struggle. Here we arrive at the heart of this ancient wisdom, a single action that unlocks all effortless action: surrender. The word itself triggers a deep, conditioned resistance in you. Your mind equates surrender with defeat, with giving up, with weakness. This is the most profound illusion you have been conditioned to accept. In the art of Wu Wei, surrender is the ultimate expression of power. It is not the passive acceptance of an unwanted fate. It is the conscious, courageous act of releasing your panicked grip on the oars and allowing the river of life to carry you. It is the supreme confidence of knowing that the current is intelligent, that its destination is greater than anything your limited ego could have conceived. This is the very antithesis of the modern world's obsession with control. You have been trained to micromanage your existence, to schedule every moment, to force every outcome, to resist every perceived imperfection. This constant, grinding need for control is the source of all your exhaustion. It fractures your connection to the universal flow, creating a state of perpetual resistance. You are trying to hold 1,000 threads, terrified that if you let one go, your world will unravel. But the truth is, you are never meant to hold the threads. Your only task is to become the calm center, and from that stillness, allow the tapestry of your life to be woven for you. And this is where the world turns inside out. This is the moment the old paradigm shatters. Surrendering is not giving up on your dreams. It is the only way to truly achieve them. It is the act of releasing your desperate, fearful attachment to a specific outcome and a specific timeline. And in doing so, you reclaim your inherent mastery. You stop telling the universe how to do its job. You let go of the frantic need to build the bridge, and instead allow yourself to be guided to the one that has already been built for you. This is not defeat. It is the enthronement of your higher self. It is an act of profound trust that sparks an immediate and powerful resonance with the creative force of the cosmos. Feel that, the wave of relief that washes over you at the mere thought of laying down your weapons. That is not the feeling of defeat. That is the feeling of coming home. It is the awe of realizing that all this time, the power was not in the fight, but in the decision to finally let it go. To make this shift from force to flow, you must see it, feel it in your bones. Imagine two figures in the same vast, powerful ocean. This ocean is the universe. Its waves are the circumstances of your life, some gentle, some towering and immense. The first figure is the desperate swimmer. See him clearly. His muscles are knotted with strain, his face a mask of grim determination and panic. Every ounce of his energy is poured into fighting the water. He thrashes against the current, kicking wildly, his arms churning the surface into a chaotic froth. The salt water stings his eyes, his lungs burn for air, and for every foot he gains, the undertow pulls him back too. He is a warrior battling an unconquerable foe. He believes his will is his greatest weapon, that more effort, more force is the only answer. He feels the immense power of the ocean as a personal assault, a malevolent force he must conquer. He is exhausted, drowning in his own resistance, and the shore never gets any closer. This is the path of struggle, the illusion of control. This is the consciousness you have been taught is noble. Now shift your focus. On that very same ocean, under the same sun, see the second figure, the master surfer. She is not fighting the ocean. She is one with it. She does not see the towering wave as an obstacle, but as an opportunity, a surge of pure power to be harnessed. With calm precision and profound trust, she positions herself, waits for the perfect moment. and then merges with the wave's momentum. There is no struggle, only an elegant, dynamic dance. She uses the ocean's own strength to propel her forward at exhilarating speed. She is not in control of the wave, but she has achieved mastery over her relationship to it. Her power comes not from force, but from alignment. She understands that the wave is not her enemy. It is the very vehicle for her journey. This is the art of Wu Wei. This is effortless action made manifest. Do you see the secret? Both are in the same reality. The ocean does not care about either of them. It is simply being what it is. The swimmer exhausts himself fighting its nature, while the surfer achieves everything by honoring it. Their experience is not defined by the ocean, but by their own internal state, one of resistance versus one of surrender. And here is the truth that will shatter your world. For your entire life, for every goal you have chased and every obstacle you have faced, you have been that desperate swimmer. You have been told to kick harder, to fight longer, to never give up the battle against the current. Your burnout, your frustration, your deep and aching exhaustion, it is the honorable wound of a swimmer who has been fighting the entire ocean alone. But the power to change this is not out on the horizon. It is not something you must earn or build. It is already within you, a dormant potential waiting for a single decision. The consciousness of the master surfer is your birthright. The wisdom to stop thrashing and instead feel the rhythm of the waves has been inside you all along. You can, in this very moment, choose to stop fighting. You can let go of the panicked need to conquer the circumstances of your life and instead learn to ride them with a power and grace you never imagined possible. The shift from struggle to flow is not a new action. It is a profound change in perception, a conscious surrender to the very power you were once trying to defeat. This wisdom is echoed not just in the great oceans, but in the silent language of the earth itself. To truly grasp this forbidden technique, you must see it reflected in the world around you. Picture a great forest, ancient and deep. In its center stand two masters, each embodying a different kind of power. The first is the mighty oak. It is a monument to strength as you have been taught to understand it. Its trunk is thick and gnarled. Its roots claw deep into the bedrock, and its branches reach for the heavens with an air of absolute defiance. For centuries, it has stood unmoving, a symbol of brute force and unyielding will. It is everything the world has told you to be, strong, steadfast, and uncompromising. It meets every challenge with rigid resistance, believing its very inflexibility is its greatest asset. Now, see the storm gathering on the horizon. This is not a gentle rain. It is the raw, untamable power of the universe made manifest. The winds howl, a furious and impersonal force. The storm does not hate the oak. It simply is. The oak, in its pride, accepts the challenge. It braces itself, its every fiber straining against the gale. The wind shrieks and the great tree groans, a sound of immense effort and strain. It refuses to yield a single inch. For a moment, it seems to be winning, its brute strength holding back the chaos. But the universe does not tire. The force intensifies until there is a sound that tears through the roar of the storm, a sharp final crack. The unyielding trunk splinters, and the colossal form that stood for centuries comes crashing to the earth, shattered by its own resistance. Its strength was its ruin. Look nearby. There, in the same clearing, grows the second master, the flexible bamboo. By the world's standards, it is frail. Its stalk is thin. Its roots are shallow. It seems insignificant next to the memory of the oak. Yet, as the same ferocious storm descends, the bamboo does something unthinkable. It does not fight. It does not resist. It surrenders. As the gale attacks, the bamboo bows. It yields to the force, bending so low that its leaves brush the forest floor. It offers no opposition, allowing the immense energy of the storm to flow over and through it. It is a perfect dance of effortless action, a complete alignment with the reality of the moment. The wind does not break what does not oppose it. When the storm finally passes, and a profound calm settles over the forest, the shattered remains of the oak lie as a testament to the failure of force. And the bamboo? It slowly, gracefully rises again, unharmed and serene, pointing quietly to the sky. It endured not through strength, but through the profound wisdom of yielding. Now, bring this vision into your own life. How many times have you been the oak? Think back. That argument where you clung to your rightness with ironclad stubbornness, only to feel the connection with someone you love splinter and break. That career path where you forced your will against every signal the universe was sending, grinding yourself into burnout for a goal that brought no peace. You stood rigid, convinced that yielding was a form of defeat, and you were broken by the very storms you tried to defy. Feel the truth of that now. Feel the echoes of those moments, the exhaustion of that constant, unwinnable war. That was not a failure of your strength. It was a misunderstanding of what true power is. The quiet ache of those memories is the wisdom of your own experience trying to reach you, showing you the flaw in the old way. This realization is the seed of mastery. It is the beginning of a quiet, unshakable determination to stop being the oak. It is the moment you choose to learn the secret of the bamboo, to discover the supreme, unbreakable power that is found not in resistance, but in the graceful, intelligent, and courageous act of surrender. This is the secret made practical. This is the alchemy brought down from the ethereal temples of Thoth and into the very mechanism of your mind. To move from the brute force of the oak to the graceful power of the bamboo is not a matter of hope, but of technique. It is a conscious, repeatable process, a forbidden technique for navigating reality that the ancient masters encoded into a simple, internal framework. Think of it as a traffic light for your soul. Your first step is to learn to recognize the red light. This is the most crucial signal in the universe, and you have been conditioned your entire life to ignore it. The red light is the feeling of resistance. It is the tension in your shoulders as you try to force a project to completion. It is the knot in your stomach before a difficult conversation. It is the frantic, repetitive loop of thoughts in your mind trying to solve a problem that has no solution. It is the feeling of pushing, grinding, and fighting against the current. This state of internal friction is not a sign that you must try harder. It is a sacred alarm. It is the universe screaming at you that your current action, your current thought pattern, is out of alignment with the flow of reality. It is a divine command to stop. When you feel this resistance, you must initiate the second stage, the yellow light. This is the heart of Wu Wei in action, the master key to all effortless action. It is a technique we will call the sage's pause. Instead of pushing harder against the red light, you do the opposite. You stop everything. You withdraw your energy from the external fight and bring it inward. You simply breathe, and for a moment, you observe the storm of your own mind without judgment. You watch the anxious thoughts, the fearful scenarios, the impatient demands, as if they were clouds passing in the sky. You do not engage them. You do not fight them. You do not believe them. You simply witness them. This is the ultimate act of surrender. In this pause, you are not giving up. You are creating a space for a higher intelligence to enter. You are letting go of your ego's desperate need to control. And in that silent, sacred space, the vibration of your consciousness begins to shift. From this place of calm observation, the magic happens. The green light appears. This is not a roaring engine of brute force, but a quiet, clear, and unmistakable impulse. It is righteous action. After the sage's pause, an answer will emerge from the stillness. It might be a new idea that feels simple and elegant. It might be a sudden urge to call a specific person. It might be the quiet wisdom to do nothing at all for a while longer. This action will feel different. It will be light, easy, and free of resistance. It will feel less like you are pushing the rock and more like you are taking one effortless step onto a path that has miraculously appeared before you. This is the universe flowing through you, not being fought by you. This is mastery. And here is the twist that will reorient your entire existence. Apply this right now. Think of a problem that is causing you stress that you are trying to force. Feel the red light of its resistance in your body. Now, initiate the sage's pause. Stop trying to solve it. Just breathe and watch the frantic thoughts for 60 seconds. In the quiet that follows, a profound and startling realization will dawn on you. You will see, with shocking clarity, how much of your pain and exhaustion has been utterly unnecessary. You will see how your own struggle was the only thing holding the solution at bay. A wave of relief so immense it feels like a physical release will wash over you. This is not the feeling of defeat. It is the exhilarating, breathtaking first taste of true freedom. It is the moment you stop being the swimmer and realize, with a sudden, joyful laugh, that you have been the ocean all along. Let us now go deeper into the heart of this forbidden technique, into the silent, world-altering power of the sage's pause. This is more than a momentary stop. It is the deliberate act of stepping out of time. Your mind, conditioned for a lifetime of struggle, operates in a state of reactive chaos. It sees a problem and immediately lunges at it, fueled by fear and urgency. This lunge creates resistance, which in turn creates more struggle, trapping you in a feedback loop of your own making. The sage's pause is the circuit breaker. In that moment of intentional stillness, you are not just pausing your actions. You are disengaging from the entire frantic mechanism of your ego. You shift from being the desperate character caught in the drama to being the silent audience watching it unfold. You see the frantic thoughts, the panicked emotions, not as you, but as weather patterns passing through your awareness. This calm, observational distance is the first taste of true mastery. It is in this sacred space, free from the noise of your own panic, that you sever the chains of cause and effect that have bound you. You stop being a reaction to your circumstances and become a conscious creator of your reality. From this place of inner quiet, you take the green light action, the effortless step that arises from stillness. But here lies the final, most subtle trap of the ego, the last ghost of the old paradigm. After you act, the mind will immediately rush to the future, to the outcome. It will begin to worry, to check, to measure, to obsess. This is the ultimate test. Having surrendered your action to the flow, you must now surrender the results. This is the most crucial and most feared act of trust. To release your attachment to the outcome is to declare, with every fiber of your being, that you have faith in the intelligence of the universe. It is the understanding that your limited mind cannot possibly conceive of the perfect timing or the perfect form in which your desire will manifest. Clinging to a specific result is like telling the master alchemist exactly how to turn lead into gold. Your need to control the how and the when becomes the very energetic barrier that prevents the miracle from occurring. True surrender is not a one-time act. It is a constant state of release, an unwavering trust in the cosmic flow. Let us make this real, a practical ritual for the soul. The next time you take an aligned action born from the sage's pause, sending that email, making that call, starting that project, you must complete the cycle with this final step. Close your eyes. Bring to mind the outcome you desire. See it, feel it, but do not grasp it. Now, visualize placing this desired outcome into a beautiful, ornate box. In your mind's eye, see yourself walking to the bank of a great, flowing river, the river of life itself. Place the box gently upon the water and give it a soft push. Do not throw it. Do not force it. Simply release it into the current. Watch as it drifts away, carried by the magnificent, intelligent flow of the universe. As it disappears from sight, you must understand that it is not gone. It has been given over to a power infinitely greater and wiser than your own, a power that is now arranging all of consciousness to bring it back to you in its most perfect form. Your work is done. Now you must only trust. Feel what happens in that moment of release. A profound, almost startling lightness washes over you. And here is the gentle, world-shattering twist. You will realize that the heaviest burden you have ever carried was not your problems, but your desperate attachment to their solutions. The constant, grinding effort of holding on to your desired outcomes was the source of all your pain. Letting go is not a loss of power. It is the reclaiming of it. It is an act of supreme courage that aligns your entire being with the frequency of faith, the most magnetic force in the cosmos. This feeling, this liberating lightness, is the signal that the alchemy has begun. You have moved from force to flow, from control to trust. Now, all that is left is to remain in this state of graceful surrender and witness, with quiet awe, the effortless and miraculous ways the universe rushes to meet you. This is not a philosophy of faith. It is a technology of consciousness. Your logical mind, conditioned by a world that demands proof, may still harbor a seed of doubt. Let that doubt be washed away, for the echo of this ancient wisdom is now being heard not in whispered chants, but in the sterile laboratories of the modern world. This forbidden technique, this secret of Wu Wei, has been measured, mapped, and verified. The sages and the scientists, separated by millennia, are now speaking the same language. Journey back once more, not to Egypt, but to the mist-shrouded mountains of ancient China. Here walked the Taoist masters, figures who seemed to move through life with a supernatural grace. Legends speak of them accomplishing great feats, not with straining effort, but with a profound stillness. They did not command the world. They listened to it. They felt the subtle currents of the universal flow, the Tao, and aligned their actions with it perfectly. This was effortless action in its purest form. They understood, just as the Hermetic sages of Thoth did, that all is vibration. To fight the vibration is madness. To harmonize with it is mastery. They practiced a silent alchemy of the self, achieving everything by doing nothing that was out of sync with the whole. Now leap forward through the centuries into the clean, bright ruins of neuroscience. Here, researchers study the minds of elite athletes in the midst of a championship game, virtuoso musicians lost in a flawless performance, and brilliant scientists on the verge of a breakthrough. In these moments of peak human performance, they all describe the same experience, a state where time seems to dissolve, where the sense of self vanishes, and where perfect action happens without conscious thought or effort. They call this the flow state. And here is the revelation that will anchor this wisdom in your soul forever. Brain scans of a person in this state of flow show something astonishing. The prefrontal cortex, the seat of the ego, of conscious deliberation and self-criticism, goes quiet. The part of the mind that calculates, worries, and forces outcomes literally shuts down. In that moment of profound surrender, a deeper intelligence takes over, allowing for a level of performance that the struggling, effortful mind could never achieve. Do you see? The flow state is not a modern discovery. It is the scientific validation of Wu Wei. It is the measurable physical evidence of the power of surrender. The ancient masters had no fMRI machines, but they had a more powerful instrument, a perfectly honed consciousness. They knew that to silence the ego was to unlock the genius of the universe within. This forbidden technique is not a myth. It is a verifiable state of being, a dormant potential hardwired into your own neurology. Feel the shift inside you as this truth lands, the last vestiges of skepticism dissolving into a profound and thrilling certainty. This power is not a story. It is your birthright. The wisdom of Thoth and the Taoist sages is not a relic of the past. It is a practical blueprint for your future. The excitement bubbling up within you now is the resonance of your own soul, recognizing a fundamental truth it has always known. It is the exhilarating realization that the path to ultimate power, to true mastery, is not an act of faith, but a science of letting go. And so we arrive at the final veil, the ultimate secret that makes all other techniques mere shadows. The Hermetic masters of Thoth and the silent sages of the Tao were not just trying to teach you how to navigate reality more effectively. They were preparing you for a life-altering revelation about your true nature. The greatest forbiddance technique of Wu Wei is not a way to get what you want from the universe. It is the shocking, world-dissolving realization that there has never been a separation between you and the universe in the first place. All this time, we have spoken of the river. You have seen yourself as the desperate swimmer fighting its current, and you have glimpsed the possibility of becoming the master surfer riding its waves. But even the surfer is still a separate entity, a being who must align with an external force. This was the final illusion, the last trick of the ego to keep you small, to keep you separate. The ultimate truth is this: you are not in the river. You are the river. Stop. Feel that. Let the statement land not in your mind, but in the very marrow of your bones. Every drop of water, every current, every surge of power, it is all you. The circumstances of your life that you perceived as waves to be battled or ridden were never outside of you. They were expressions of your own consciousness. The obstacles you fought were your own energy, misperceived through the lens of separation. How can a river fight itself? How can an ocean struggle against its own tide? It is an impossibility. All struggle, all effort, all exhaustion is born from the single, fundamental delusion that you are the swimmer and not the water. This is the alchemy that changes everything. The power you have been seeking, the flow you have been trying to find, has never been external to you. It is the very essence of your being. You have been a king living as a pauper, a god who has forgotten his own divinity, an infinite current of creative power pretending to be a single struggling drop. Mastery is not achieved. It is remembered. Effortless action is not a skill you learn. It is your natural state of existence, which you reclaim the moment you stop believing the lie of your own limitation. Here is the twist that will liberate you forever. That deep sense of peace, that profound relief that washes over you in this moment of realization, that is your true self. The frantic, striving, anxious person you thought you were was just a character, a mask you wore so convincingly that you forgot the infinite being underneath. You have never been apart from the power you seek. You have never been separate from the abundance you crave. You have never been disconnected from the love you desire. You were simply standing in the midst of it all, with your eyes closed, believing you were alone in the dark. This is your awakening. Now you must embody it. To move this from a profound idea to a lived reality, I invite you to undertake a 7-day flow challenge. For 1 week, live from this new center of consciousness. At every red light of resistance, use the sage's pause not just to find a better action, but to remember your true nature. Remind yourself, I am not struggling with this problem. I am the flow that dissolves it. To affirm this sacred truth and anchor it in your reality, go to the comments section right now and declare to the universe, I am the river. Let this be your mantra, your declaration of sovereignty. If this path has served you, consider supporting its continuation through the pinned link below. There is a power in the circulation of energy. Share this wisdom with anyone in your life who is tired of fighting, who is ready to remember their own effortless power. And to deepen this integration, click the next video you see on your screen now. It is the next step on your journey of mastery. Together, let us step out of the illusion of struggle and into the magnificent, boundless reality of our true potential. A life of effortless surrender awaits.